Okay, there we go. We should be back, I think. Or here. Welcome! I do apologize for the incredibly long intro of like 9 minutes. We were working on some stuff, trying to get that wrapped up before embarking on this Darkrai shiny hunt that hopefully won't take too terribly long, but I'm trying to dual hunt it at the same time, and we're not sure how well that's going to work out. So, now that I have that open, I should be able to find my chat box, but why do we not have a chat box here? My stuff is doing some really weird things today, it seems. Like, I can't see any of my chat for some reason, and I can't figure out why. I know this one had chat. Oh well, I got the YouTube, I got the YouTube pulled up, so we'll manage with just watching that chat, I suppose. That's just what we're going to have to do. We can see Twitch chat, we can see YouTube chat. How many shinies are in Brilliant Diamond? I have no idea. And Emmer Dukes, thank you for the luck. We are going to begin. Maybe. It is pretty difficult doing both of these at the same time, but we are going to see if we can manage.
Thank you.
And Shadow Dead is now following. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch, Shadow Dead. Once again, GG, I don't know the exact count of legendaries in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, but all of them from generations 1 through 4, which should equate to, I mean, excluding mythicals or including, I'm going to include them. We have 5 from the first game, 6 from the second game, so that's 11. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from the third game, so we're up to 21. And for 4th gen, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think. So we're like at 32 legendaries and mythicals possible in this game. Wasting valuable time counting. $3,000 in, but still no sparkles. Sad times. Pepsi, I'm sorry. I do know the feel. I'm just super glad to be hunting a Pokemon where I can clearly determine the difference. Like, I can see the difference between black and purple pretty easily. I hunted Dialga for so long, like, the color stopped making a difference. Sprigatito, no difference. Regice, no difference. Palkia should have a difference, but, like, I just can't see it very well. I think the white Palkia looks pink to me anyways. So finding the reddish pink Palkia was hard for me compared to the whitish pink Palkia. So far, dual wielding controllers for this is working pretty good despite holding a baby in my lap who now wants to control one of them. Are you ready for your shiny hunt, dude? Gonna find a Darkrai. Yeah, there's an absurd amount of legendaries by the time Gen 4 completes. But at least I can hunt them 2 at a time. That helps out tremendously. Is there a legit way to get Hoopa or Zeraora in 2023? Unfortunately, there is not. The only way that you can get that is by using a bot. Oh yeah, Angle. I wish the Shiny Charm worked on this. It would actually make it worth it to go and get. Ironically enough, I don't think I have the judge function in this game as of yet either. So I don't think I've gone out of my way to get that. Can I just say, I love how fast this increment counter goes up. Like, compared to the shiny Jirachi hunt I've been doing, these encounters are flying by. I highly suspect we will have a giveaway of Meloetta in the near future. Given that Victini was given away in Generation 8. Although I also really highly suspect that we will receive a remake for Black and White before the Switch dies. So I think we'll have all Pokemon available on the Switch in some way, shape, or form before the Switch dies. And it is my hope that when Black and White comes out, they will make an update for all Pokemon games to have all Pokemon available on the Switch available inside each game. You know, just do an update real quick and say, hey, you guys can have all of these Pokemon in all of these games now. That'd be super great. You know, with the exception of Gen 9 getting... Gen 8 getting Gen 9 Pokemon, that would be absurd. But, you know, Gen 9 getting an update saying, hey, all Pokemon are now available in this game would be amazing. Yeah, some of them are really hard to come by, and it's very difficult to get them legitly. I still think, technically speaking, I am missing a legitimate Meloetta. Yeah, and I need to go through and catch Keldeo on Sword and Shield. Once I do that, I think I'll have all legit Pokemon. Well, Meloetta and Hoopa, I think, are my 2 non-legit Pokemon. I don't think I have a legit Hoopa either. Just because I was not with the Pokemon games when Hoopa was announced. Meloetta and Keldeo on Pokemon Go. Yep. I don't like Pokemon Go Pokemon in my living decks. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm nationalist or something against Pokemon, I guess. I have no idea. Pokemon Go just bothers me. Their stats don't transfer right. Like, it's just weird. A lot of weirdness in your transfer stuff. It ain't the same. Exactly. It feels not rewarding. It feels like they're not really a real event Pokemon, and yeah, Meltan is the only Pokemon I can stand being transferred into my living decks because he's only available there. Like, it makes sense. And roaming form Gimmighoul when that's a thing. So, yeah, they seem cheap in, like, knockoffs to me. I'm not there for it. They seem ingenuine, not real. Fake, even. Like, I'm pretty sure I would value a generated Pokemon more than a Pokemon Home Pokemon. Or, sorry, a Pokemon Go Pokemon. I don't know. I play the game, and I've transferred shinies into my living decks because, you know, they're super easy to get there. But only because they weren't yet available. Like, I went out and caught 5 shiny Squirtles on Community Day Sunday, and I was like, I don't even want to transfer these in. I already have legitimate shiny Squirtle that I hunted from egg breeding. Like, I don't even know why I needed these. Oh yeah, only option for Summon. And hey, a legitimate Pokemon Go Pokemon is still better than not having one at all. So, kind of, we take what we can get when they don't want to give them to us for 10 years. I am equal parts surprised that I'm already at 20 encounters, but also, like, flabbergasted that I'm not farther than that. I think it was during my Palkia hunt that everybody bullied me into putting my switches into dark mode, so now I can't go back. Actually, I think my top left switch might not be in dark mode quite yet. I'll have to check. I don't see the Switch home screen that often until I shiny hunt, and then it just bothers me now. Played any Pokemon spin-off games? That entirely depends on what counts as a spin-off game, because I have played Pokemon Ranger a little bit. I've played a little bit of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I've played Pokemon Battle Revolution, Pokemon Tekken, Pokemon Stadium, and Stadium 2. Can't forget Stadium 2. The only one I haven't really messed around with is Pokemon Pinball and the Pokemon Candy Crush thing they did a while back. I've played Pokemon Ranch. I don't know if you can actually play that game, much as it is a extra set of storage boxes, but, I mean, I've messed around with it. Evidently, my kid is protesting his nap. Shadow Dead, I did get Cresselia in only 16 resets. It was the best thing ever. There is currently no way to get a membership card and Oak's letter in BDSP at this point in time. Yeah, if you missed the event, you're kind of SOL. Luckily, I got said event and just was too busy shiny hunting Palkia and Dialga at the time. When am I gonna do Victini? That's not even possible. I forgot Shaman again? What do you mean I forgot Shaman? As far as he's not on my list? Yeah, where is Shaman? Like, I had him. Oh crap, come on. Open. Shaman. Okay, that's awkward. Where... There we go. Ta-da! There's Shaman's counter. We fixed it. I think naturally I'm going to have to go with Arceus. Dialga Shiny's pretty cool. I don't like Shaman's. Darkrai's is kind of just meh. I mean, he's purple. That's cool, but... I'm not, like, super into it. I don't really like Generation 4. I don't know if I've let you guys know that recently, but I am not a Gen 4 fan. I think Gen 4 was a huge disservice to the Pokemon community. Especially this remake version. Why? Well, I haven't been burned at the stake yet, so that's good. Okay, so hear me out though. I feel for Generation 4 fans, like, I get why. Angle has it right there. It is slow. The original games were slow. This game is incredibly slow. So I think Generation 3 is peak. And I grew up with Generation 1. I'm not a Gen 1er, exactly. Like, I admit that there are better Pokemon than just what we had in Generation 1. But I am a Generation 3 fanboy through and through. Like, I think that world, that map, was so beautifully crafted. It was in crisp color. The screen was amazing. Like, I pop on my Game Boy Advance, and I don't really have anything bad to say about the graphics that that Pokemon game had. It ran fast, it ran efficiently, it never stuttered, it never had any issues at all the entire time I played it, and I played those games into the freaking dirt, right? Fire Red, Leaf Green, while they are great remakes, I think that they kind of took a step back in the color vibrance department and did more of a pastel look, which I wasn't super big fan of, but they are still better than a Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl, we have the introduction of the DS. The DS was a very slow system. It should have been better than the Game Boy Advanced and been able to play these games a lot better than the Game Boy Advanced, but we have worse graphics on the Nintendo DS for Generation 4 than we had for the DS. Granted, they had better internal clock mechanisms for events and stuff that it was worrying about, but still, that's not an excuse for the crappy vibe and feel of the map and the color scheming for it. It just looks gray to me. The entire game looks gray. It was very unwell paced compared to Generation 3. I hated how the map was split in half by a mountain that you had to keep going in and out of, with Zubat and Geodude galore going through it. And the legendaries felt lackluster in comparison to Groudon and Kyogre's battle. And they're fighting amongst themselves. The evil team I thought was stupider than crap until I played Platinum, and then it kind of seemed more sinister. Did I leave out any beef other than the fact that the games just run extremely slow? Angles, I feel you there. Generation 5 is my second favorite generation to date. And that's because I love how it toyed with ideals and truth. It had a great backstory. It had a great dynamic duo between what's right and what's wrong. Kind of similar to Ocean versus Land that Generation 3 had. And Genesis is like genuinely the most evil person in all of Pokemon world to date, as far as I'm concerned. Genesis is just an evil, evil, evil man. Even more so than Giovanni. And Team Rocket gets most of the cred for being the best evil team organization, but they're not really evil. They want money and power. They do a lot of bad, shady crap, but they never try to disguise it. Everybody knows Team Rocket's a bunch of thugs, and that's okay. Every other bad guy team in the existence of Pokemon tries to cover up their evilness with, like, goodness, or they're just plain misguided in the examples of Team Magma and Team Aqua. They're not evil, they're misguided. They are genuinely trying to do what they feel is best for Pokemon of their preferred nature, of their preferred element. And they're trying to do right by them. And, you know, it kind of wasn't a great idea. Everybody else, misguided. Genesis is just an evil dude. And Naruto fan, I too love Black and White. I didn't see your comment earlier, but it's pretty great. Yeah, so we're going to do the shiny Genesect giveaway and the regular one on the channel here pretty quick. Naruto fan, you should really check out my community tab post where I have detailed the next 4 or 5 giveaways that we're doing on the channel. There's one actually going to be starting today for Jirachi on Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. That's one of the things that I was trying to finish up before I started this. I was editing the video for that. Didn't quite get it to compiling, but I suspect sometime around 7:30 to 9 p.m. tonight that'll go live. Oh no. Douglas, I am doing great. Somebody wished me luck. Manitaru over on Twitch, thanks for the luck. I will take as much luck as I can get. Mainly because I feel that I'm not quite done being screwed over by Cresselia's insane luck yet. Shaman was what I thought was the payback for that, but I could be mistaken. I cannot, Naruto fan, because I don't remember everything. That's why I wrote it down up there for everybody to look up. It's pretty easy to do so. You just have to go to my channel and then select the community tab. It's not hidden by any means. It is easy enough to go and look at. But they are posted there for everybody to look at. Hi, Chu. Welcome. Yeah, I think up next for Scarlet and Violet is going to be Mew and Shiny Mew. Unfortunately, Blaine's beat me to that one, but I suspect there's going to be a lot of people that weren't able to get it from him, so me coming up in the rear with an extra one isn't going to be a bad thing, I don't think. Yeah, Darkrai. We're going to try to get him quickly. We'll see how well that goes. It's like, if we get him too quickly, I'm going to continue hunting him on the second switch. But I don't think we'll get him quickly enough that I really, really want to go through with that. Alright, while those are loading, we are going to try to transport my kid to a napping place that's not my lap. Okay. He is a sweaty little child when he sleeps now. Got a lot going up in the brain, making connecting all those synapses and internalizing stuff to memory and all that. Been watching One Piece, huh? I heard recently a lot of One Piece fans just like started hating on. I think they did a Netflix series for One Piece. Am I mistaken in that? I think I remember reading something about like they were doing a Netflix series of One Piece, or like an adaptation of a season or something. And they made one of the characters like non-binary or something. Like it was a side character they made non-binary, and like the One Piece fans lost their marbles. The item to get Darkrai was the members card, but that event has long since been dead. I just never hunted mine from back then, so I've held on to the card. Although, to be fair, I could shiny hunt 4 of these at one time if I so desired. I could just say that I have the card with Pokegening and all that stuff on my modded switches. I could get those over here easily enough. Yeah. They got mad at Yamato. See, I'm not a big enough One Piece fan to know who all the individual characters are or anything like that. I know who Luffy is, and that's about it. One of my friends growing up was a huge One Piece fan, but I was more into Naruto. Oh, thanks, Pranav. And good luck on your shiny hunt for Chestnut. Yeah, we hit 15k like, I want to say half a month ago. And we're well on the way to 16. Like, I think I'm at 15.8. Oh, 15.9. We're almost at 16K. Right on. We got like 65 subs left until 16K. Oh, sorry, 63. It just went up. I'll take it. The goal for the year is 20,000, so I still need a lot of help to get that done. Just a little over 4,000 subs left. And I remember when it was just a little over 4,000 left until we hit 10K. So I kind of stalled out at 6,000 subs hardcore for a good 3 or 4 months. And I just couldn't get any headway on it. And then it just blew up and I had 10,000 all of a sudden. The reason why I am so excited to hit 20,000 is because that is a lot better looking of a fraction to get to 10K, or sorry, 100K. That's the true goal. That's like the end all be all for me. I'm not really hoping for 1 million subscribers. Like, that would be cool, but I just want 100,000. Like, I want that YouTube plaque just for the sake of having the plaque. That is one of my goals, partly because I want to be able to put it on a resume that, you know, I got that YouTube plaque. Just funny, silly things like that. Oh yeah, the Shaman hunt was absolutely insane. I hated it. By the time I got to about probably 1,300 encounters, I was so over it. I hated that hunt with a burning fiery passion. Sky Games, Deontay will be done again. I think that one's like a week and a half out. I am doing a regular Deontay with a regular Zarude. I'm going to be doing the giveaway for that. It's either this upcoming one or the next one. I'm pretty sure Mew is up next. Mew and Shiny Mew. Oh, wait a second. I have my phone. I can also look it up real fast and see what I put, because I forget. These aren't as planned out as you would initially think. I kind of just go with it most of the time. All right, next up, yeah, we're doing Arceus and Volcanion. Next up is Mew, Shiny Mew, then Marshadow, Zarude, Deontay, Genesect, Gimmighoul, Goldango. Marshadow is next for the Sword and Shield giveaway, but that's next Tuesday. The 18th is when Marshadow's getting done. The 15th is when Mew's getting done. And then I'll have to add, like, Mewtwo in there as well. Just because I'm splitting my bots now between past generations, because basically the fans have asked for those numerous times. I have enough bots that I can run 5 on one game and 5 on the other. So that means I have my member bot for a giveaway, 2 of those, and I have 4 bots per game, really, to do giveaways. And I want to do shiny and non-shiny, because a lot of you guys have been requesting non-shiny variants as well. And I figured if we want non-shiny, I have to do 1 Pokemon at a time so that I can have enough bots to do 2 bots per version. Got the shiny Chespin, 9 eggs in. That is epic. I am happy for that. If I bring the luck, I'm not sure why it's not showing on my screen yet. Yeah, all of those bots. The community has been really, really kind to me as I've strived to host these bots and do these giveaways. Um, Most of these bots, if not all of them, were purchased through donations to my Discord channel, PayPal, Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Those have paid for a good number of bots. Unfortunately, like, I have to worry about paying taxes on the income from that, even though it's going right back out to buy more bots. I still have to deduct taxes from that, which is super annoying. Government always wants their share of stuff that doesn't belong to them, but I digress. And then after that, I think the next game plan is spending all of 2024 just stockpiling the ad revenue, the YouTube channel premium stuff, the Discord members. Like, my goal for next year is to save and stockpile all of that so that when we get word of the next Nintendo console, I can buy as many of those as possible in bulk and be able to facilitate for the next generation of games. I'm very hopeful that we'll have a good stockpile available to buy some bots early on. That's going to be the make or break of this channel long term, is when the Switch dies, and eventually it will. These Switches aren't going to do me much good for the giveaways because eventually the system will die, so I need to get prepped and ready to move on to the next generation. They're making another Death Note live action. Like, they made one a while back and it was horrendous. Mainly because, like, they couldn't make that one girl as creepy as she needed to be from the anime, but they made her way more creepy in other ways, which didn't really jive well. Yeah, the live-action Death Note that we have right now is kind of weird. Kind of interesting. And I definitely heard about the live-action Lilo and Stitch. That one's going to be interesting. I wonder how they're going to do Stitch. Yeah, the live-action Netflix Death Note was a huge disservice to the anime community. It was genuinely terrible. Tokyo Ghoul wasn't terrible, but it still wasn't great either. That was another live action that was done, not by Netflix, but it was still bad. Yeah. And the reason why I don't have, like, all of the Pokemon that I'm going to be giving away listed out further into the future is I don't like planning that far ahead. I like kind of being able to be spontaneous, and not gonna lie, planning giveaways out for the month of July, I don't know if I'll ever do that again, just because it locks me down to a certain pathway and track, and we'll see if it helps the views increase, giving people a heads up of what's going to be done at any given time. But I don't know, I don't like being held down saying this is what I have to do for the next few weeks. I like being spontaneous and kind of going with the flow. But the reason why I did it is because there were so many requests coming in for Mons that weren't in Scarlet and Violet that I decided that I'd just make a list, and then decided to put dates on it and post it. Do I hope DC games get better? What DC games? If we're talking about, like, Arkham Knight and Arkham Asylum and stuff, like, I haven't really played any DC games. I'm not a DC fan.
shocking, I know. Although I do like Batman. Oh my gosh, the Attack on Titans one. I don't think I've seen that one yet. Yep, Batman. The Arkham games are on the Nintendo Switch. I don't know if I'll dive into those. I know I bought them at one point on the Xbox 360 and all that. I'm not a huge DC fan. I prefer Nightwing and Teen Titans and the Arrowverse over, like, the actual DC universe right now. They got so much drama and bullcrap going on with the DC universe right now that I'm just like, I don't even want to get into it. I have a Batman belt. That's about it. I had a Batman hat forever. But most of that is because finding Nightwing stuff is so difficult. Yeah, I prefer Dick Grayson, Robin, and Nightwing, which are the same person, but as opposed to Batman in general. As far as series, I thought the Green Arrow was a way more interesting Batman than Batman was, even though Batman did it first. I think Green Arrow was more interesting to watch than all of the Batman movies. And that has a lot to do with it being a television series as opposed to a couple of movies. I don't know. I think the best part about the Arrow is he put arrows in people and, you know, tried not to kill, but a lot of his targets got dead in one way or another. And, like, if he put them in jail, they stayed there. I was a huge fan of that. I was a huge fan that Deathstroke was a common enemy. I love Deathstroke. He is my favorite DC villain. And I feel like I hate Batman because his villains always manage to break out of Arkham Asylum or, you know, whatever jail or penitentiary he's putting them in. They break out. Generally speaking, if Oliver Queen put somebody behind bars, they didn't leave those bars unless it was in a body bag. I don't like the goody two-shoes, like, heroes that don't solve the problem. They just put a Band-Aid over it. Yeah, Ezra Miller got into a lot of trouble, and the Flash movie tanked because of it. And I don't think James Gunn has a clue of what he's doing with the DC Extended Universe. Like, we all know he wants to create a Justice League movie. The level of Endgame, Avengers, all that fun stuff. But, like, there's no clear line of when that's beginning. Like, he needs to draw a line and say, okay, we're rebooting the entire series as of this point now. These are all of the movies that I'm going to be doing in this series to get these going. Like, I've heard rumors that, like, not even Jason Momoa's Aquaman, so Aquaman, Wonder Woman are all out. The only one that we think is still currently in that universe is Black Adam. Like, even Shazam might not be in the universe. Like, it's gotta be, but, like, that's how weird James Gunn is being with the DCEU right now. Like, Robert Pattinson's Batman isn't in it. None of the Batmans are currently in it. It's just up in the air. We don't know what the heck they think they have going on. I am still major upset that they got rid of Superman. I'll remember his name in a second, but
CH. Henry Cavill. There we go. Ha, got it before you guys put it up. I am big upset that Henry Cavill's Superman got kicked out of the DCEU. Because he's not young enough. They wanted a younger Superman. And the guy they picked for it, from what I've seen, if this guy is their pick for it, he looks older than freaking Henry Cavill. Like, what the heck? Like, I feel like the DCEU's got to start with a Superman movie. It's got to. Like, Batman's always going to sell. But, like, Superman is the head of the Justice League. He's like Captain America. He's the first Avenger. He's the first Justice Leaguer, whatever they want to call those guys. I mean, that's fair to not like his Superman. I just don't think that it's going to be done better by anybody, you know? Like, I think Superman's a stick in the mud anyways. Like, Superman, to me, is the paladin in any D&D campaign. And if you've played D&D, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The paladin is just a goody two-shoes, stick in the mud, derail the entire campaign type of a character. And let's be honest, how much of a character growth arc can we really have out of a character that has one weakness and basically has the powers of a god and can power up infinitely at any given time? Like, it's mental. I can bet you will get a shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Violet. It's pretty easy to do. I doubt after this Flash movie, the higher-ups are going to make him keep Ezra Miller. Like, I highly doubt that. I personally think they should have just kept going with the Arrowverse and actually had a formal Justice League in there. You don't have the shiny charm? That's okay. It's still possible. Henry Cavill was a dark Superman movie? A little bit. A little bit. I mean, they did pit him up against Zod right off the bat, so, like, that doesn't help a whole lot. They didn't do much with Lex Luthor, so his origin story kind of was lacking a little bit. Oh, yeah, Douglas, you right. Like, the Arrowverse definitely fell off. They had a lot of weird shenanigans going on there. Some of the side shows weren't super great. But the Flash and the Arrow I actually enjoyed quite thoroughly until, like, season 5 of the Arrow. The Flash I've only seen up to, like, season 3 and the crossover episodes. I thought it was just incredibly cool to tie a bunch of TV series together. But Supergirl, and the time traveling one, I forget what the heck they're called. Oliver Queen's girlfriend was a member of it. I don't know. That one, it kind of got weird, and then they jumped different universes and stuff within it, and I thought that was really weird. Batwoman, yeah, that whole show, like, I wasn't really a fan of. So much so that, like, I watched 2 episodes of it and I was like, I'm done. It was interesting that it was like, that Batwoman seemed to be taking place in a universe that had Batman Beyond going on in it, if you know what I mean. Like,
it seemed to be that Batman was in retirement in that universe, which blows my mind because Oliver Queen never really had mentioned anything about Batman. Like, I feel like those two would have hung out. Because in the Arrowverse, like, Oliver Queen pretty much takes out Ra's al Ghul. And that's where a few of Batman's enemies come from. Deathstroke's a Batman enemy. So, like, they would have had it got around. But those all appeared to be after Batman's time in this Arrowverse universe. I don't know. More Pokemon-related stuff. My favorite Pokemon is Swampert. Mudkip, if you will, but that Swampert line is my favorite. Eventually, when I get enough time, if I ever get enough time, I want to get up all my legendary shiny hunts and go through generations 1 through 9 in order and just compile the Pokedex up into a new Pokemon Home account. Oh my gosh, that was interesting. Yeah, I too am thinking about beating every Pokemon game. That was weird because your chats just barely showed up for me, and here we are talking about it. That's awesome. Yeah, I have hard copies of every single game except for Heart Gold. That's going to be difficult. I think the most difficult part for me doing streaming of it is playing the original games on their original hardware as I want to. I don't want to do anything with emulation that way, but it's going to be hard to actually record what's going on. Since I don't have a 3DS with a capture card built in. Yeah, my plan is to go through and beat one of every game, trade up the Pokemon that I need, and do a live Living Dex compilation. I think that would be really fun. Well, that Darkrai had good IVs at least. Get a phone and record it. I might have to use a phone to feed video into my computer. The downside to that is I think it also feeds in sound, which I don't want it to do. Oh, sick. I have a package on my front door. I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, so my phone will be a great tool to record. I got an arm for it on the side of my desk to use to record the 3DS or the DS screen, whatever. But it's going to be challenging to not look down at the screen and to actually view it up here and have it actually work. And that is a woken up baby. Let's see if a binky will solve the problem. Binky seems to fix it for now. But, we got an Amazon package. We like those. I thought about getting a P.O. box, but I don't think... I haven't ever had anybody say, hey, we need a P.O. box. We want to send you something and have it open up on stream. I think that'd be really fun and really cool to do on stream. However, I just don't think I'm super popular enough for that as of yet. But maybe one day. We have the Tears of the Kingdom guidebook. And now I have to go get him because he's crying. All right. I think Baby Coin just a little sad that he was left out of the stream. Baby Coin joining the stream. Tears and all. Hey, we need a P.O. box. P.O. boxes are expensive, man. Oh, okay, there we go. Hey, quit dropping your binky. Let me help. We should be back. My kid's new favorite thing to do these days is not eat what he's given when he's given it so he can be hungry sooner. I don't know. He used to be eating 8 ounces of formula of feeding. Now he'll only eat 6, but he'll want fed again in like 2 hours. So, I don't know. Think we got him taken care of, though. Just got 2 shiny Mareeps and 1 Outbreak. There he goes, all my luck. Nice. Bye, Swayze. Welcome. You hate Ben 10, Naruto fan. That's just... That kind of negativity is not appreciated here on this channel. Ben 10 was pretty legit. Then again, that just caught me right at an age for it. I need that shiny luck too. And Dark Lunar Vixen, thank you for the luck. 23,000 resets. Hot dang, that's a lot. Who hurt you? Who hurt you, Naruto fan? That having been said, I do think that Ben 10 could have been so much better. But I still think it was really good. It got a little crazy at Ben 10 Ultimate, like when he was a teenager and stuff. Kind of went down some weird paths, but I don't know. I think it was a great idea for Ben 10 seasons 1 through 4. And the hunt continues on. Smoker, welcome. Yeah, we're hunting Darkrai. Hopefully, successfully. Kind of am going to alternate between, you know, easy hunts and Jirachi hunts when possible. I don't feel like 10 minutes an encounter today, so we're doing some Darkrai, see if we can get some off the list quickly so that we don't have to have such a long list of things to shiny hunt anymore. I have not watched a single Batman TV show. I am not a big enough Batman fan to go down that alley. At least the Cresselia went by fast. I feel like Shaman was my test, but let's hope that Shaman continues to be my longest hunt. Yeah, I don't even think I've seen the animated series. Like, I saw a few episodes of Batman Beyond back in the day, but that's it. Read the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comments. My brother was a huge TMNT fan. Isn't TMNT technically in the DC universe? Like with Supernatural and all that? Well, thank you, Bye Swayze. We don't want to close that. I'm glad that they are enjoyed. They're technically Marvel. Okay. My reaction to that was actually pretty good. I was not expecting it to be found that quickly, and I was genuinely surprised by it. Oh, are we out of... Did we drop the bottle? TMNT shares origin with Daredevil. Okay, okay. I mean, I can dig it. See my boy Leonardo up there with Captain America, huh? We'll take it. And to the Pikachu hat giveaway, I don't find that one to be likely. I don't think I'll do that one anytime soon. There's definitely a lot harder hitting things to do giveaways for than a Pikachu with a hat on it. Not saying that that's a stupid one, because like there's the world Pikachus that are going to be popular. They generally are. Oh, buddy. Have to catch the recap of my best hunt. Yeah, that one probably is my best reaction. I can't even remember if my shiny Regigigas, if I actually did that one on camera or not. I feel like it was on camera when I finally found it, but I did a lot of off-stream hunting on that one. Do some surprise trade in Pokemon Violet at the end. I hate surprise trade with a burning fiery passion. That is like the stupidest feature in Pokemon history. In Wonder Trade, Wonder Trades are... I don't know. I've always found it to be a waste of time. Like, I never really had any need for... need for a whole lot of stuff. So, like, I only surprise trade when I was trying to get rid of a bunch of starters, and I figured people would like those. Yeah, Scooby-Doo has done several crossovers with a lot of different things, and by that account, Batman is connected to Josie and the Pussycats. It's canon. You're just curious? I'm glad you were able to get that Pokeball Magearna before the bots went down. My decisions have been flawed in the past, for sure. I don't make always the best decisions, but they are definitely dictated on what I think will do the best at any given time. And I do know that there is a time and a place for special hat Pikachus. Those are few and far between. Especially with the introduction of Pokemon Home, there's just a lot more urgent things to do. Legendaries, mythicals that haven't been available for years. Who that? Marvel connected to My Hero Academia? That one I haven't heard. Or seen evidence to suggest. I mean, truth be told, I feel like My Hero Academia would happen in a world far, far in the distant future from Marvel. And this is an overgeneralization, of course, but I feel like there's some major key differences between Marvel and DC. Most of Marvel seems to be either extraterrestrials or genetic mutations, whereas DC seems to be mostly extraterrestrials or rich people. I think we're getting a remake of Black next. Pokemon Black and White. I don't know whether it'll be Black or Black 2 or White 2. If I remember correctly, there isn't any real difference between the two games. Like, at least not a huge one. I mean, I know we take down N in Black, and then he reappears in Black 2, like, and we're a different person, different storyline. I would like to see them do a crossover, more Black than Black 2, personally. If you are playing 4th generation, you will definitely find this red Gyarados. By Swayze, if they do a Legends Unova, I personally think that we would receive similar treatment to BDSP. I think we would get a remake of Black and a Legends version of Black, which I'd be totally okay with. Personally, I think we'll get a Legends Celebi before Legends Kyurem or Kyurem or whatever. But that's just my own personal thinking. And I would love to see Black and White turned into one game, and we just have a remake for that one. Because, yeah, I mean, Black and Black 2 they're different games, but they take place in the same Unova. I feel like if we remake Black, we should have Roxanne be a gym leader still, and just extend the map over a little bit. Because the story for Black needs remade more than the story for Black 2, but there's some things that Black 2 just did better. Oh yeah, I've played Pokemon Go a lot. And I feel like, by Swayze, both games have good desire and good ability to be remade as a Legends-style game. Especially if we get to go back to a time where we get to witness the fight between the two brothers in some way, and the dragon split. I feel like Legends Celebi has more room for expanding upon lore and creating a similar dynamic to Legends Arceus. Oh, I'm sure it would. Yeah, that remake would be great. Because most of the remaining Pokemon that people are missing are from Gen 5. My poor kiddo just wants to be held. I actually have done that on stream before, showed off my Pokemon Home. Right now it's a little messy. I think I cleaned it up a little bit since the last time, but yeah, it makes less sense now. It's less messy, but it makes less sense. I have so many extra legendaries and just random forms of Pokemon I still need to get organized. Like, it's a whole task. I really should spend some time and do it, but just isn't the funnest thing ever. I recently finished the Scarlet Violet decks, got all those Pokemon in there, got all the Pokemon from Legends Arceus in there, and started outlining my living shiny decks because I'm actually putting that into order now. Problem is I don't got enough shinies to actually make it make sense, so there's going to be a lot of gaps in the decks. I don't believe I've seen Chainsaw Man. What in the world do you got going on there, buddy? Oh yeah, a lot of people's living dexes and shiny dexes are genned. I myself have distributed quite a few generated dexes. I used to have a thing in my Discord server where I would let people donate to the channel, and I would generate their entire living dex for them with their trainer name and all. Oh, apparently Gengar's ready to throw hands. Yeah, I don't even think that's a hot take. I still kind of offer it. I just took it out of my Discord channel as an official offering. Like, if somebody messages me about it, I'll do it, but I took it officially off the records of the Discord channel. I do have some manga. I think I got the first volume of My Hero and like 2 volumes of what's it called? Nisekoi, and I got 2 books of the manga for Zelda. My hot take is I hate gym challenges. Nah, full living decks I did for like $5 or $10. It doesn't take too much time to generate one. And, well, I guess I should say it wasn't a true full living dex. It was generations 1 through 7. So you had to have 8 and 9 to finish the living dex. Yeah, I don't mess with those ones because you have to trade those Pokemon one by one by one by one, and ain't nobody got time for that. But generations 1 through 7 were easy enough to do. You just generate them, swap them into Pokemon Bank, and then swap them from Bank to Home. Love to have it on an alt account. Alright, fair enough. You got Discord, shoot me a message. It's not that it's not being offered, it's just that I haven't publicly stated that it can still be done. Like, an official Celebrate distribution? I don't think so. If you're talking about, like, giveaways through the channel, yes, in the future there will be a Celebi giveaway, possibly next month. What? Oh, come on, don't be like that. Oh, there it is. It popped up. Wow, that chat's pretty delayed. Sent that forever ago. Pokemon Violet suck. Fair. I don't know. I've never had an issue completing Pokemon Scarlet or Violet. Like, I personally thought it was pretty easy. Legends Arceus sucked for completion. I still haven't done that, and I mean that 100% complete. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I played Generation 3. Like, Generation 3 required 7 games to complete the Pokedex for, so... To me, that one, nothing will ever be as annoying as that. What's my prediction on when I'll get the shiny? I'm feeling like 1300. There's no information on it in the server. You just have to send my user specifically a message. And you can find me having posted comments in the general channel and all that fun stuff. Just click on my name and send a DM. And I'll get to it after the stream and whatnot. Your friend has a question. Asking for a friend with brass coin. I love a good shiny hunt too. I love, even better, a good shiny find. When the hunt's all over. The unfortunate thing is, because this is late game, I have no real way of weakening this thing. Like, I am only really able to catch it in a Master Ball, I bet. The cartridge you had was crashing. I never really experienced cartridge crashes on Gen 4, but yeah, I think it was just very terrible. Like, Heart Gold Soul Silver had 0 issues running on the DS. It's almost exclusively a Diamond and Pearl issue. Dang, GG. Yeah, that's something that I was working on, but Scarlet and Violet came out before I could actually accomplish it. Hey, you're welcome, Bye Swayze. Your fill in the shiny will be around 230, 245. I can hope. I would love it. Might have to go to Legends to find a shiny. Legends is pretty good for that. Especially if that shiny you're looking for is Shinx. I found like 7 shiny Shinx in that game. Seven shiny Shinx by the seashore. Kind of. Just because I feel like I missed the last one. Yeah, I'm shocked by the level of, or I guess the amount of streamers that don't read their comments. Like, I mean, I guess I don't have like that popping off of a comment section that I can't read it. So maybe that's why, that I'm just not that big. But yeah, there do be some streamers out there that just completely ignore the comments altogether, which is sad. What would I have to do for you to get me a shiny for it? I don't know, Sky. It's an interesting request. It's like, I know you can ask my bot for one. And it'll generally trade you one. You have a Furret plushie? That sounds like a pretty bomb plushie. I recently got that giant Pikachu when I went down to Salt Lake for my concert down there. I went to Build-A-Bear. I snagged that Pikachu, and I also got one for my kiddo. Definitely living the dream. Yeah, this setup was not cheap. It does cost a lot of money to be able to have your computer be rigged for streaming. Like, I got 2 lights, I got a fancy mic, I got 3 screens on my desktop, I got, you know, an HD camera, not to mention the computer running behind it. All in all, I think it's about $2,400 to $2,600 that I have in my computer setup initially. Probably closer to 28 when I calculate in the 2 graphics or the capture cards that I needed. It is definitely something that required an investment for sure. Yeah. I feel like having a good background, like, is pretty essential to streaming. And that I was like actually really timid with my streams because I didn't have a background. Like, it used to just be a wall with 3 random Pokemon related posters on it. I feel like, I don't know, the background almost adds credibility to what you're doing as a streamer. Streamed a lot on Twitch without any audience. I think the hardest part in the world to streaming is getting started, just because it's not hard to interact and talk with people. What's hard is doing the stream even when nobody's there, because you're just sitting there in silence or talking to yourself the entire time until somebody pops in the chat and starts talking, and then you have something to work with, something to go off of. I mean, in a way, it's similar to stand-up comedy. Granted, I don't really have to be funny, but streaming without an audience just is terrible. And yeah, Sky, you can find information about it in my Discord channel. It's all over the place. And I know for a fact one of the moderators there can help if getting stuck. Or just other members of the Discord. We got a really helpful Discord for those types of things. Oh yeah, you're a teacher? That's awesome. What subject, or is it a amalgamation of subjects? My favorite subject personally was always history, followed closely by science. Math and science, hey, there you go. I was always good at math, I just never particularly enjoyed doing it. Oh yeah, definitely understand that. Hard teaching unless you can make it fun. Gotta get people to pay attention somehow. Okay, buddy, like, we really need to put you down. If you're just gonna sleep, like, I don't know how to help you. Okay. Discord's name is Brascoin. Same as the channel. Chance, welcome. Yo. That I did. There was, in fact, a link. Yeah, it's closer to like 35, 40 messages above. Still, not too far away. It's looking like we're pretty close to being able to do 100 encounters per hour, so that's cool. A lot better than my 7 encounters an hour. My favorite shiny of all time's gotta be a toss-up between Rayquaza and Obstagoon. I just love how it goes like neon pink and blue. As for favorite shinies I've found, that one's gotta be Regirock. I think it's cool. Oh, the starters is a brutal hunt. Yeah, I don't blame you there. I still have yet to shiny hunt the starters. Like, I'll egg hunt them before I try to shiny hunt them by soft resetting. Like, the odds are not good enough. Favorite grass starter is hands down Sprigatito. Sprigatito is the only grass starter that I saw when the game came out, or, you know, leading up to the games coming out. That's like, I'm picking that one for sure. Just because. And it wasn't even because I thought Fuecoco or Quaxley was lame. Like, I was just generally interested in the grass starter this time around. Grookey, I definitely chose second on 8th generation. Scorbunny was the obvious. Like, I saw that one from a mile away that one was going to be the best out of the 3. Grookey was okay. I knew what its final evolution was and wasn't impressed with it, but I love Grookey as an idea. I would say Grookey is probably my second favorite grass starter. And then I would say Bulbasaur, then Trico. They didn't keep it on all fours. I mean, I was not expecting them to keep it on all fours. Honestly, I found a likelihood that they would to be 0. Sky, scroll up in the comments. There's a Discord link. Or I could just do this again. Oh, apparently it's gone. You wanted a full cat starter? Yeah, that's never gonna happen. People like humanoid Pokemon too much as little kids. Maybe there's hope for a water cat being on all fours, eh? We don't have one of those yet. I mean, I feel like at this point, if we don't get a shiny, or if we don't get a water cat, we're being trolled. Like, even though there's no reason for a cat to be water in nature, if we don't get one, we're being trolled. But, like, make it a cat that's, you know, it's water, but it hates being in the water. It hates getting wet. That would be funny. Shiny Yen Manga? Isn't that one's bluish, right? Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Goblin Dave, thanks for that sub click. If you're hanging out in the live stream, I would suspect more so that you are in the YouTube giveaway. Sky, you don't have to pay. You just have to follow the rules and get appropriate roles in the Discord server in order to be able to use them. But it's all written there in the rule page. I suggest you give that one a read. Pink Mudkip is pretty cool. I personally think that the shiny could have been better for Mudkip, but Pink Mudkip's pretty cool. I just think it deteriorates when it goes to Swampert. Buddy, you would sleep a lot better if you would lay down on the ground. Can I put you down? That way I'm not like jostling you and bumping you. Yeah, there you go. Alright, I think we might have a kid compromise here. Blaziken with the Greninja color scheme would be dope. Blaziken is my second favorite Gen 3 starter. And like I think my second favorite fire starter. Mainly because he did firefighting first. And I feel like I didn't press that up. It is indeed blue. I think I've ran across one of those in Legends Arceus, and that's the only reason why I had an inkling as to what it be. Yeah, I agree. It is hard to beat Charizard in terms of fire starters. Like, he's pretty versatile. He's a hard hitter. He's also got a pretty good HP tank, if I remember correctly. My favorite cooking spice? I don't know if it qualifies as a spice itself as so much as a seasoning, but I like the Monterey steak seasoning. I think that one's pretty great. But if we're just going straight spices, I gotta say cayenne pepper. Like, I hate the flavor of jalapenos in pretty much any bell pepper. I just don't like the flavor of them. But cayenne pepper is pretty great. It doesn't have a flavor, it just has hot. It just tastes hot. Heat is its flavor. Heat flavored. Don't sleep on salt. Salt's pretty great. Oh, did you decide it was playtime, bud? Or are you just that upset that I put you down? You're upset that I put you down. Fine, come here. You just want all the attention and need to be held today for some reason. I don't get it. Okay, well, we'll hold you, I guess. Yeah, I feel like if I was to do a game completion shiny Dex challenge, Legends Arceus would be the game of choice, just because you can actually get shinies pretty easily in that game. Okay, dude, come on. There we go. My kid is just existing to make this shiny hunt more difficult. Oh yeah, I do have one in dark mode and one in light mode. Half a living dex on Arceus with almost 140 hours of gameplay. That's actually pretty impressive. I don't have near that close, and I'm pretty sure I have over double that amount of hours in that game. I played the crap out of Legends Arceus. It's a worthy goal, having a shiny dex in Legends Arceus. Like, the more I shiny hunt, the more I realize that I have so much to do. Like, I'm pretty good in the legendary department due to, you know, events and things like that, but oh my gosh. There's a lot of in between. And Shiny Sylveon, thanks for following on Twitch. Yes! Every game should have that shiny jingle indicator that, hey, you've just passed over a shiny. It would be brilliant. I am super sad and upset that they took that out of Scarlet and Violet. Okay, apparently I didn't do the button combo right there. You have a shiny Dex in Legends Arceus? That's pretty great. Almost. You never noticed the sound before, Chance? Dang, yeah, it's an overworld shiny that if you like if you're panning across the sky and there's a shiny in your field of vision that you're just not seeing, it'll do a little shiny jingle sound. Well, that's not good angle, since that's not legal. Playing with a shiny Enamorus? That's crazy. Somebody's looking to get their Switch banned. Hi. Is you happy? You're missing Darkrai and Shaman? Yep, that'll happen. I think you have to have a save of Brilliant Diamond and then a save of Sword and Shield to get Darkrai and Shaman in your Legends Arceus. Unless you're talking about the Shiny Dex portion, in which case, yeah, they're just not legal there. Gotta trade them in. Yeah, I would advise not keeping that shiny Hoopa. That one's a little bit too risky. You don't have the shiny versions? Alright. Same with shiny Volcanion? Yeah. One day they will be shiny unlocked. One day. Well, we've hit 200 encounters for sure. And I think I have like probably 5 more minutes of this before I need to call it a night and get transitioned over to my other tasks that I need to do tonight, mainly getting that giveaway video out for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl for Shiny Jirachi. Woo! Sorry, bud. My kid's like half asleep. Thank you. Unfortunately, it's going to be a running trend because my eyes started to itch and my nose is really stuffy. Like, my allergies are just hating me right now. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on Shiny Victini. Like, Nintendo had every opportunity to make that Victini giveaway that they did shiny, and they failed to do so. Like, that would have been perfect. It was like a 10-year anniversary, like... Why did they hate us? They easily could have done shiny. Oh, yeah, you're good. You're good. Probably while I'm actually at work tomorrow, I'll be able to message you and get some details from you and give you some details myself. My actual work is a back office bank job, so I answer phones all day. Super easy to hang out on my Nintendo Switch, play some games, shiny hunt some eggs, all that fun stuff. Like, my real job is pretty lax. My days off, however, aren't as lax. It's kind of funny. My days off is when I get content creation and fulfill orders and do all that fun stuff and go shopping and get the house prepped and ready for another week. My wife is working evenings now, so for the most part, as long as my baby is happy, we are able to shiny hunt Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, and Sunday morning and Tuesday pretty much all day. So, used to be able to do it Monday as well, but I kind of have a part-time job Monday and Friday evenings, so at least for now. By all accounts, I think with my second job, I should be fired because I went over my occurrences by doing a no-call, no-show on accident. I thought that I was going to get canned going into work tomorrow, yesterday, but I didn't. I finished my shift without incident, so at this point, I've just made a fun game of it, is see how many days I can work having over 6 absences before they call me into the office to talk about them. Yeah, I've played Forza. Playing a risky game. Luckily, it's my second job. Like, I'm kind of... It's a very interesting predicament I'm in. Like, I could fight for it because, like, when I got hired there, I said, hey, the 7th, I'm not going to be in. Like, don't schedule me on the 7th. I got other plans that I am not canceling on account of this job, so just don't even worry about it. And for a while, I wasn't on the schedule, and then it turns out I was on the schedule. I looked when I was making sure I was on the schedule for yesterday. Found out that I did a no-call, no-show accidentally. So, like, yeah, I can fight it and probably have the no-call, no-show removed so that I'm not over on my occurrences anymore. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens and how it plays out. Like, I'm not going to go seeking it out and be like, hey, yo, I noticed this. It kind of screwed up. I'm just going to wait for them to call me in and talk about it if they do. If not, it's like, whatever. Like, I like having the job because I'm trying to save extra money for a house, but I don't need it. It's not a necessity. It's not that big of a deal to me. Shiny, 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 shiny. Screw big banks. It is a fun game. It is a fun game I'm playing. Yeah, it's not my main job. If it was my main job, I would cry a little bit because I actually like that one. If it was my main job, I would cry. Shiny, 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 shiny. I don't think the shiny chanting's working so very great. $235. I'll believe it. Angles just heard a shiny sparkle in PLA, huh? I mean, at this point, I might as well finish out to 235 just for the lulz. I'm not urgently pressed for time. I'm still waiting for my friend to get home. Like, one of the things that I'm doing tonight is we're playing some Elden Ring. Chant step. Another Luxio. Dude, it's always a Shinx line. What are you talking about? Like, if it is a shiny, it is a Shinx. It is a pretty good shiny. I found 7 shiny Shinxes alone, Sky. In my hours of trying to complete the perfect dex entries for that game, it is pretty easy to find a bunch of shiny Shinx just for the sheer amount of times I flew over them. Good evening, Brian. Anthony, you're sure welcome for the giveaways. Glad to do them. Glad to have a community to do them for. Because we all know that I definitely wouldn't be doing these giveaways if the community didn't help out early on. This hunt's going a lot smoother than the Jirachi hunt. Just a little over 2 hours in, and we're already gotten way more encounters. So I'm a fan of that. Definitely a faster hunt for the increments. As long as the encounters stay low, I think we'll be fine. We're trying to get to 235 today just to see if that's going to be our shiny, as by Swayze has predicted. Oh yeah, I definitely picked up that task. Like, the very next day when it came out, I hopped on and bought it. I was like in the middle of my concert, and I think that's when I bought it. Oh my gosh, that Jirachi setup is so long, yes. Just for a single encounter, it's crazy to me. The good news is I've done a little bit more research, and I could theoretically swap it out with my Ruby game too and get some double encounters going on. I do need to change my setup for that though. so that I can quickly pop the games in and out. Although I feel like I would have to have a second person with me helping so that they can get the game ready to receive a Jirachi while I'm getting the other game ready to receive Jirachi. You know, kind of alternate a little bit. Did Shiny Mew on Emerald and 35 resets? That's awesome. I am eventually going to do the Mew and Deoxys from Emerald, and just to be more authentic about it, I'm going to be doing it on the Japanese cartridge of each of those, since the items weren't available in America. I know I could use my own copy of Emerald and just save state the items onto my game, which I may do. Margarita Guerrero, thanks for popping in and dropping us your member chat. Sky, I haven't really watched I haven't watched much, if any at all, of Purple Cliff. I've seen a few of the Bald Gamer streams. He seems like a pretty cool dude. Margarita Guerrero has become a member. That's what that was. I thought they were just dropping a chat there. And Margarita Guerrero just subscribed. Thank you so much. A Japanese version of Emerald with box and wireless adapter is like $90. And if I wasn't dealing with my taxes issue, I was planning on getting that this month. Just to set that Mew and Deoxys hunt up legitimately. Sky, I'm gonna guess 7 subscribers. Just because I have no idea if you actively do YouTube or not. Oh yeah, that's really cheap. Like an unboxed English version of Emerald goes for like 120 just with the game cart, and it's probably a repro. 6,000? Skygams does YouTube? What? A game store is charging $225 for a copy? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. You got lucky enough once for a shiny Darkrai. Awesome, awesome. Fire Red is 175. Goodness. I am so glad I got my copies of the games before COVID. I still need a copy of Emerald, though, and I'm terrified, or not Emerald, of Heart Gold. That's the only one I'm missing, and like maybe the cartridge version of Crystal, but I'm not too super upset about that one. A shiny Darkrai in Pogo, that's legit. I've bought and sold the collection, like, probably this is my 3rd time buying it in whole. I've been very dumb. And like right now, my problem with buying Heart Gold is like you can't guarantee it's a real copy. Unless you're buying it with the case at the same time, there's like next to no way you would ever really know. Wouldn't even want to open it. Well, Sky, we'll try to be and maintain being your favorite channel. Yeah, I definitely wish I would have kept my original copy of Heart Gold. Here we go. You can't live stream. Interesting, yeah, because most people lie about their age on YouTube to get around that. I'm sure I'll find it before hitting 5K encounters. Like, yeah, that one I'm not so super worried about. And 235 was not the encounter, unfortunately. Hopefully that's doable. I mean, I haven't really heard one way or the other if Hisuian, like if you catch a Rufflet from another game and transfer it in, if it evolves, like if it's cool if it does, that's dope. This is the way, this is the one. Does not appear so, Sky Gams. But what we will do is call this one the last encounter. Because I do got to get ready for my other stuff and get that awesome giveaway for Shiny Jirachi going on. Got to finish that video and get that ready to go. Ironically enough, I have been utilizing a copy of the game that I need for the bots. That's the main reason why the giveaway isn't up and running right now. Oh, gotcha. And I assume it would be vice versa the other way around. If you send one into the game, it would evolve. All right, bye Swayze, Brian, Sky, Chance. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me. This was the last encounter. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right there, and we'll get the giveaway video going on here in about a half hour, I should think. So thank you guys. I'll see you later.